One Piece Chapter 1089 leaks are out, and if these leaks are real, One Piece is about to get insane. And before I go on, these are leaks, aka spoilers. Do not come in my comments getting all mad, cause you signed up for this. Now, let's get cooking. So the leaks for 1089 show the spot where the kingdom formerly known as Lelouchia was at. And after Eam's beam of doom from the sky, it is completely gone. Eradicated, and the only thing we see is a giant hole with the sea level being risen around it. And if you know One Piece, this probably brings back memories of a certain judicial island known as Enies Lobby. And to me, this proves that before Enies Lobby was created, something decided to use its powers to strike down another island similar to Lelouchia, which created the giant hole under Enies Lobby. And I'm not the only crackhead with this theory, but most people assume it's Eam because he's the only one we know who can do this. But now I have a question. How the hell could Eam have done this before? Because we learn in chapter 1086 that Vegapunk only just recently provided the power source of the weapon, which recently destroyed Lelouchia. So even if the weapon existed before, it couldn't have had the power source to actually destroy an island. But I actually have a theory about this. So earlier in Egghead, we learned Vegapunk doesn't necessarily invent everything he creates, but actually reverse engineers a lot of it because it was originally from the Void Century, like the Martin Luther Orr's robot we see here, which tried to end slavery. This also means Vegapunk didn't necessarily invent the power source for the weapon, but it could have been reverse engineered from the Void Century. And that brings me to how Eam could possibly be over 800 years old, and if he existed during the Void Century, that means he could have still destroyed Enies Lobby. But keep in mind, it does not have to be Eam who destroyed this island. It could have been Eam's ancestors, or even a random celestial dragon who got bored one day. And now that we got that straight, let's talk about what island was erased to create Enies Lobby, because there are two big possibilities. The first and most likely option is God Valley. We already know that God Valley disappeared, which was the same text used to describe Lelouchia's destruction. But God Valley is also heavily tied to the world government, and it would make sense if they covered it up super quick and made it a judicial island so they could hide any secrets. But I also realized that God Valley's destruction had to be more recent as it existed in Roger's era. And if you remember, Eam only just recently found the power source to run the weapon, which leads me to believe that this specific island was most likely destroyed closer to the Void Century. But there is an island that fits all these criteria, and that island is none other than the Ancient Kingdom. The Ancient Kingdom was in the Void Century, it disappeared during the Void Century, and it was enemies with Eam. So to me, despite God Valley making the most sense, I believe it could definitely be the Ancient Kingdom. But hey, that's it for this video. Let me know what island y'all think it could have been, and if you think Eam could have been the culprit. Anyway, like the vid, sub, appreciate y'all, deuces.